What the hell is Samsung doing? A couple of days ago, Samsung unveiled their new line of phones, the S26 series, and it makes no sense. Because this line is literally just a couple of incremental bumps, which is not what I'm mad at. I'm mad because they raised the prices while barely changing anything. Now there's one caveat to this, and it's the S26 Ultra because it has a new hardware-based privacy feature built into the screen. It provides the same function as a privacy screen protector, but it's built into your phone. And because it's hardware level, you can privatize certain areas of your phone, but that's all irrelevant because that's not what I'm talking about today. Because more specifically, I want to focus on the base model. Late last year when Apple unveiled the iPhone 17 series, the base model iPhone 17 was the easiest phone recommendation in history. And that's because all of the actual upgrades that they did to the Pro models, they transferred some of those over to the base model. Like ProMotion, aka 120Hz variable refresh rate for the screen, an upgrade to the camera, changing the layout and the design a little bit, and of course bundling all of that with iOS 26, it made for a pretty good base phone. So you're basically getting last year's Pro phone for $800, more specifically $799. Now essentially this base S26 is supposed to be a competitor for the base iPhone 17. The problem with that is that Samsung decided to do incremental bumps in the spec sheets, but also charge you $100 more. And now they've been using the same phone design for basically 5 years. And look, I love Apple, so because of that, I can't really get mad at Samsung for that. But what Apple is not doing is charging you more for the same product. Now, real quick, I'm gonna pull back and stop being so critical towards Samsung because the S26 Ultra is still a really good phone. And I'm only saying this because of the new display, and that hardware is awesome, and it's gonna take Apple a couple of years to invent it themselves. Samsung is starting to focus way less on the phones that they make and more on the other areas of their business, because it's really easy to forget that Samsung is the company that makes the displays for Apple. They make their money that way. They make appliances, TVs, and a lot of other things like GPUs, CPUs, etc. So while companies like Apple are forced to appeal to their customers, Samsung doesn't really have to because they have other ways of making money. And because of what's happening with AI right now, Samsung is making big bucks on GPUs and CPUs because they are of course selling it to other companies like Nvidia. It's actually kind of funny because it was rumored that Samsung refused to sell their GPUs and CPUs to Samsung. And that's all because they would rather sell to companies like Nvidia so they can make more money. Something that I really like is when a company actually takes their fan base serious. When you tell Apple to do something, it might take them a couple of years, but eventually they'll do it. We had been asking for 120Hz refresh rates on our screens for a long time. They eventually did it. There are other companies like Nothing that are practically 100% community based, meaning they have to serve that fan base or else they don't exist. So when it comes to the top tier pro level phones, it might be easy to compare and contrast the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the S26 Ultra. But when you drop that down to the base phones, the iPhone 17 is gonna win every single time. Because A, it's even cheaper now, B, it provides the same thing that the S26 does, and other features like the Apple ecosystem. Samsung has an ecosystem, it's just not as good. And C, did I say it already? It's cheaper now. The iPhone 17 is cheaper now. Samsung, I don't know what you're doing. I like the healthy competition between Samsung and Apple, but when Samsung stops focusing on their phones, that goes away, which honestly isn't something I want to see. I'm obviously like a tier A1 Apple glazer, MacBook, iPhone. I don't use Samsung products at all, but I do like to see every single time a phone company innovates because it makes better products for us consumers. But anyway, I'm done with this rant. I hope you guys liked it. If you have anything you want to say, drop it in the comments below. But yeah, that's all for this one. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.